Results. Papakita natin yung iba-ibang results ng COVID-19 disparities sa Pilipinas. Reductions in economic activity. Losses of economic activity are concentrated in both the more urban regions, subjected to longer and more intensive lockdown measures. Nakita yun na nag-cut yung Philippine growth ng 4.5% at nag-shed tayo ng 180 billion in Philippine economy. And also, regions dependent on heavily affected sectors such as tourism. Nakita to ng yung Boracay Island, nagsara yung mga restaurants. And yung report ng Rappler na 42.9 billion in tourism revenues ay seen to lose. Ito yung simulated reductions ng study pagdating sa economic activity. Nakalagay yung baseline ng 2019 and 2020 and yung value-added loss nila. So, 14% yung nawala sa Calabarzon and 13.5% para sa buong Pilipinas. Itong value ng 13.5 is actually malapit dun sa actual GDP ng Philippines na 6 noong 2019 and biglang bumaba ng 9.5 noong 2020. Nag-decrease siya ng 15.5%. Reductions in labor demand and employment. The modeling points 20% larger reduction in labor for women compared with men, reflecting higher shares of female workers sa mga industries that have faced greatest losses, such as travel agencies. Isa na nga doon yung garment industry, whereas yung nireport ng PNA Gov na 600,000 garment workers at risk of job loss noong 2020. Doon sa simulation ng reductions in labor demand in the Philippines, merong baseline employment noong 2019 for men and women. Tapos, ito yung nangyari noong 2020. Nag-reduce siya and ito yung rate nila. Sa Calabarzon alone, merong 32% sa women and 28.7% sa men. And for the total, or for the whole Philippines, 27 yun sa women and 22.5% lang yung employment reduction sa men. Higher relative reductions in female labor demand are found for every region of the Philippines. Laging mas mataas yung value ng employment reduction sa women kung mapapansin. Reductions in household income. Sa simulated reductions in household income ng Philippines, pinresent nila yung baseline income ng men and women noong 2019, pati yung income loss nila noong 2020 at pinag-compare yung percentage na yun. Lumalabas na mas malaki pa rin yung income loss sa women na 29. Laging mas mataas yung percentage ng income loss ng women at yung pattern na yun ay mirrored sa lahat ng regions except sa National Capital Region, kung saan yung relative reductions nila halos hindi naghihiwalay, 32 and 31.4. Maaring dahil pareho yung household income ng babae at lalaki sa mga urban areas katulad ng NCR. In absolute terms, losses for men are greater than those for women. Kasi kung kukunin natin yung isa dito, such as yung 105,000 na to sa Region 1, isa-subtract natin siya dun sa income loss niya, which is yung 25,000. Makakakuha tayo ng 80,000. Pero pagdating sa women, itong 58,000 niya, minus yung 15,000 niya dito, magkakaroon lang ako ng 43,000. Mas malaki yung 80,000 na yun kesa sa 43,000 in absolute terms. Pero this is largely due to the higher wages and labor force participation ng mga men before COVID-19. Sa madaling salita, mas mataas na yung mga sahod ng men before pa mag-COVID-19. Changes in poverty resulting from the pandemic and related policy responses by household type. Many of these income losses hit the poor and vulnerable hardest because sila yung pinaka-less yung access sa mga health services at sila yung napaka-poor yung sanitary conditions. Poverty is modeled to nearly double in the Philippines relative to the baseline without COVID-19. Yung increase ng poverty ay mas pronounced sa urban than in rural areas. Kung mapapansin nyo yung relative poverty rate percentage ay mas mataas sa urban compared dun sa rural. Bakit? Part of this is due to the industries affected by demand changes driven by the presence of the pandemic. Yung mga urban centers ay dependent yung economy nila sa trade and commerce or sa gumagalaw na tao. But the main explanation is the concentration of lockdown measures in more urban areas. Dahil nga mas mataas yung cases ng COVID-19 sa urban areas, mas kailangan nila ng lockdown measures. Reflected yun dito sa maps ni Mark Marcelino at DOH, Epidemiology Bureau, kung saan mataas yung COVID-19 cases pagdating sa mga highly urbanized areas. Female-headed households are much more adversely affected than male-headed households. Mas mataas yung value dun sa simulation ng female-headed households compared dun sa relative poverty rate ng male-headed households. This disparity arises primarily in rural areas rather than in urban areas. Kung mapapansin nyo dito sa table, yung differences ng relative poverty ay more pronounced for rural households. Itong 171.9 tsaka 154.1, mas malaki yung gap nila compared sa urban counterparts above, kung saan tingnan nyo, 232 tsaka 238 lang. So kung isa kang nakatira ka sa female-headed household, tapos sa rural ka pa nakatira, mas malaki yung changes ng poverty compared kung nakatira ka sa urban area. Karamihan ng mga trabaho sa rural areas for women ay maging guro. As cited by Bongo and Abella in 2019, data in 2008 to 2009, the Philippine Commission on Women reveals na 89.58% ng public elementary at 77% ng public secondary ay female. Nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, na-lessen yung mobility ng mga teachers, therefore, mas nawalan sila ng trabaho. In the same manner, mas malaki yung percentage ng male pagdating sa agricultural workforce ng country. 39% lang nun yung mga kababaihan. And vital source ng pagkain natin ay nanggagaling sa agricultural industry. Kaya sila yung industry na pwedeng hindi tumigil nung panahon ng pandemic. Alam na nating demand shocks affect female-headed household poverty more than that of male-headed households. Pero kapag nagdagdag tayo ng containment policies such as yung community quarantines, mas lumalaki yung differences ng poverty between male-headed and female-headed households.